Hi everybody! Tonight there will be start online stream about the video about a movie which I haven't done a review yet, but it is ready and I'm just making final preparations such as editing, and it will take a couple of days because the review turned out to be really long. I don't know why, because the movie is so empty that there's so much happening and that nothing you can understand nothing about what is going on. But I wanted to watch first time to try to find out if it is going to work out well if I watch the Space Ice review for it before I'm done and released my review, because there's nothing I would change, most likely. Maybe just cut out some crap from the final video so it would be more fast pacing. So guys, first of all I want to ask you all and tell you that your likes under online streams are a big deal. So if you're right now watching it, whenever you are, even if you watch it in the recording after the online stream was aired, just press the like button, bro. Tonight I will also not drink wine. Like on the last streams I didn't drink like pure wine. It was like 100 milliliter of wine and 500 milliliter of water, but still it was somewhat alcohol. Today I will also only be drinking tea and see how it is going to turn out. Hello Brandon Scott, faster in sec. I just smashed that like button for you, bro. Thanks a lot, bro. Thank you guys for smashing the like button. It really does mean a lot on YouTube. This plays a big role in promoting videos and live streams as well. And for us as YouTube creators, every piece of support means a lot, because it's a hustle, YouTube itself. I basically doing it very much, but still it needs some support, because we live in a modern world where you have to keep going if you want to keep on doing what you like. Let the madness begin. All right, let's do it. I'm really excited to watch how Space Ice dealt with this movie. And as I see, he released it 8 months ago. It's not his oldest review. And for me, it is very fresh because I know this movie. I just watched it. Very fresh for me. Not like, for example, Belly of the Beast, which I watched several months before we made this online stream where we watched Space Ice's review or recap. I don't know how to call this kind of videos where we just mock really bad movies.
The Foreigner is Steven Seagal's big comeback movie where he finally gave his fans what they wanted the most.
Schoolgirls.
It's a big comeback of Steven Seagal. This one was supposed to be big comeback, right? As I know, it was released after Half Past Dead, and it was supposed to be released in theaters, guys. In theaters. This movie they wanted to show in theaters. I just can imagine people who would ever show up on theater and cinema, buy tickets, buy popcorn, some maybe cola and stuff, and sit and watch this one. I would be
What the
furious.
No! God damn it! You know what? It's shit. It's just complete shit. It starts off with Seagal watching his granddaughter change. She then fucks off and dies or something.
Yeah, we will never meet this lady again. I assumed that it was like, sex manager, how to call it, more politely. Yes, but after that, she told him that she is jealous of him, and he was like sitting there, mumbling, "I'm not jealous. You don't need to be jealous as well. Just deal with it." He didn't add up this one, but it was supposed to mean, like, just deal with it. I'm a lady lover.
Because she's never mentioned again. Seagal then goes to meet with Jeff Bezos in Paris, who needs Seagal for one final mission.
I want you to pick.
But bruh, they also told him that his father died in Poland, and he was just like, "Oh yeah, he's dead. I will be there on the first flight." And right after that, he just randomly goes to this guy. We never seen him being invited to him. He just walks in, sits at the table, doesn't eat, of course, because our Steven Seagal is on a diet. He doesn't eat. He only does exercises. And this guy was just Bezos or whatever is like, "Go and do a little delivery for me." And after that, after that,
Cut the package and
we'll
deliver
see.
it to Germany. The patron's address is on the back.
It sounds simple, but it's Seagal, so you know it's gonna be a clusterfuck. To make sure everything goes as terribly as possible, they send a slightly less annoying Pete Davidson to go along with him.
How long to Versailles?
We'll be in Versailles when the car stops.
I'm not even going to acknowledge whatever that was that dubbed Seagal's voice there.
How long to Versailles?
They go to the pickup spot to retrieve
it
the
didn't sound like dubbed.
package from these guys.
What is it?
Your tongues are cut out.
They just
Their tongues are cut out, and after that they continued asking them questions. "Is this the right package?" And something more also. I didn't include it in my review though, but it was kind of funny. They were like trolling the guys.
move on like that's normal shit and not crazy as fuck.
Is that the package?
Of course
yeah.
it's the package.
Yes, it is the package.
And why are you asking them questions when you know they can't talk?
I think this may be it.
Oh my god, no shit, Thick Tracy.
Oh yeah. Right after he picks up the package, he puts it on the table, because right after that, no delivery goes on without a little gunfight.
Luckily, Seagal's stroke is interrupted by this random gunfight. Seagal does his trademark not looking where he's shooting move and literally kills all the bad guys on accident.
I also very laughed a lot how he was trying to hide behind this corner when his belly was like 3 times wider than this corner.
Then, after burning down this poor old lady's house, he
They're supposed to be us to believe that this guy is Steven Seagal, right?
confuses the out of her by asking if she'd do the same for him.
Est-ce que tu l'as famille?
Relax, lady. It's a Seagal movie. They just put the lines in the wrong order.
Okay. Go over to
I missed this part completely. I was really terribly shocked how they left this poor old lady in the middle of the field, right next to corpse of their dead driver.
this farmhouse with the lights right here.
And I'm pretty sure saying okay was supposed to be her line and not Seagal's.
Est-ce que tu l'as famille? Okay. Go over to this farmhouse with the lights right here.
But whatever, that happens all the time, so deal with it. Anyways, Grandma and the dead
They just literally left the old lady in the middle of the field at the evening.
body can get fucked cause we're out.
Yeah.
On the way back, while Seagal's doing figure eights, Pete wants to open the package,
You don't want to do that.
but Seagal knows his movies well enough to know that whatever's in there is
Leaving the poor lady in the middle of that field fits exactly the Seagal's nice guy morality rule. What were they thinking when doing shit like that? I wonder. It is so insensitive that it is. What do you? And he literally asked her if she would do something like that for him. Like what? Leaving him with a dead body in the middle of a field?
really fucking stupid, and it's better to save that disappointment for later.
If you touch it again, I will blow your 2-inch dick off.
If you touch the package, I will blow your 2-inch dick off. That's a threat from Steven Seagal.
They confront Bezos over that whole ambush thing,
Ambush. 3 or 4 of them.
and Seagal shows off his ventriloquism trick
Talk to my friend.
before telling him he's never working for him again.
Yeah, there was a setup, it was a trap. That's why I don't pick up this job, even though you hired me to do it. Not because I'm a simple courier, which you can ask a taxi driver to deliver a package. You ask the professional killer. But once I meet a problem, no, I'm not doing the job. At least you offer me to sit down. This way I might reconsider.
Find yourself a new delivery boy.
He then asks Seagal to work for him again,
Will you
Yeah, but he offered him to sit.
the package to the
The gunplay in all of these Seagal movies is so slightly stupid. Deal with it, because in this movie there is nothing more besides gunplay. He pushed maybe a couple of people, couple of times, but rather than that, you will have to enjoy the blind gunshots. By the way, there was one good or at least cool element in this movie. Oh, you watched the movie, right? That guy, Dunois, I really liked how that actor played Dunois, such a cool antagonist, really. Well, for me, it was very overacting. In the beginning of the movie, he was asking the previous courier who failed to deliver the package. And he was like, "Where is the package?" He screamed at him like a cartoonish hero character. But Space has completely cut this part out. Maybe I will also need to cut it out, because it didn't add anything to the movie plot, except for maybe a couple of jokes.
agreed address.
and he tells him sure thing.
Okay.
But first, he has to make a quick stop in Poland for his dad's funeral, and this guy meets him at the terminal with a very special gift. Badly photoshopped pictures of himself.
How about that, guys? Whose idea was to put these pictures? Because I don't understand what was that for at all. The whole this scene at the airport with him looking at those photoshopped pictures. To be fair, I don't understand why were half of scenes in this movie. Because like this is like a very comprehensive mess. Incomprehensive. You'd think he'd get at least a little better just through experience, but nope. Yeah, about the gunfights. He's very stubborn at learning at least something. And he apparently loves handling guns, yet doesn't care to make it look good on film. At the very this movie, he also will aim with the shotgun, putting it close to his face. First shot and you are missing your face at all. Just look at him. Yeah, that's me drinking whatever it is, drinking water in front of American flag. That's how I spent my days.
Since himself is what he loves the most, things are going great until this jackass says the most fucked up thing you will ever hear.
I beg your pardon.
Oh hell.
I beg your pardon.
Oh no. Not even the cameraman can believe that vulgarity and start seizing while Seagal throws him, crippling him for life.
This is not Space Ice's editing. This is editing how it looks in the movie. Very many times they do this ridiculous thing, whatever it is supposed to be. And as you can see, nobody gives a shit about that. And also, speaking about realism and realistic Aikido moves,
Jackass.
he didn't do shit. He didn't even slightly move his hands. He just stretched the hands and the guy made a somersault from one escalator to another. That's it.
Says the most fucked up thing you will ever hear.
I beg your pardon.
Oh hell no. Not even.
Look at this awesome Aikido move.
The cameraman can believe that vulgarity and start seizing while Seagal throws him
The very main thing why it should be in the movie is to do this. Does he think that he looks like a magician or something? Performing like focus magic tricks when he do shit like that?
Bling him for life. Your pardon, bitch. Back at his hotel room.
Yeah, that's a giveaway that he's just pretending when he says that stuff. He's very stubborn when it comes to learning due to his immense ego. His ego just wouldn't let him even contemplate that he could learn something from someone else. Oh, really? Yeah, he is the sensei, not anybody else. Gotta conceal the action somehow.
Seagal discovers he's being spied on by this very covert van that's parked facing the wrong way, right outside his window.
Schoolgirls.
No, it wasn't schoolgirls. Those were maybe agents. We'd never know who they were. I still don't know. I watched the movie several times, and I still don't understand who half of the characters are and what are their motivation, what they want from whom. And by the way, then Alexander, you told that the antagonist character you liked him most, but he is completely nuts. He just goes and kills whoever he wants, whoever he meets, whoever he comes into contact. He immediately hello, yeah. Can you please call to my friend Steven Seagal? Pim 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 pim. He's not in his room. Okay, thank you.
Don't think
That's his
so.
interactions
I'm pretty
with half
sure
of
they're
characters.
spies. Bezos wants Pete to come see him,
Bucky wants to see you right now.
so he kills the messengers.
He wants to see you. Okay. After that, he just goes there, still, and meets the guy. Why killing those dudes? What did they do to you?
And then sneaks into the house and executes the fucking maid for absolutely no reason. Bezos tries to hire Pete for another job,
I have an errand in Mallorca and need someone I can trust.
but Pete
Yeah, he is very trustworthy. I need someone whom I can trust. That's the guy over here. Don't pay attention to that maid lying in your corridor. Was this one written by Seagal? I don't think so.
kills him too.
That's what I'm talking about, guys. Written by Seagal or written by other people, it doesn't change things. It still is going to be absolutely ridiculous, even for the straight to DVD movies. This is unexplainable to me how so many people gather up to make something like that. At least one of them should have looked at script and tell what the fuck is happening here.
Again, for no reason. Seagal then calls the client to deliver the pack.
Oh yeah. Hello. Do a job for me. You are the one whom I can trust. Okay. Every character he
Again,
meets,
for
he kills
no
it.
reason. Seagal then calls the client to deliver the package.
Hello,
Here's your daddy in.
Mommy.
Are you serious? I don't care that she's only 5 years old. Not knowing mommy from daddy is really goddamn stupid. And why can you see through her head here? What the fuck is even happening? Now, the guy who gave Seagal those
It is like that movie with Nicole Kidman. Others.
stupid pictures hires Shaft to kill Seagal.
I want you to
True Dunwai is an utter psychopath. Oh, psychopath or not, it is just stupid. Going around and killing whoever you see. It's just straight up stupid. But you gotta recognize that cool image of an assassin that is always smoking low. This one also disturbed me a bit while I was watching. Because you're a silent assassin. Come on, bro. If you don't put a cigarette out of your mouth for even slightest minute, how are you going to sneak behind your target? Because your smell will be noticeable from within several meters. Your target will smell you from the street as you approach. Not to say when he approached a room and tries to sneak there. One gun he had was with silencer, another one was not, and he used the one which was not with silencer still. and he just sneaked in the hotel room holding a cigarette in his mouth.
Eliminate Mr. Cold.
For reasons that are never made
Who is this
clear,
guy?
we then
Why
see
did they want to kill Seagal? I have no idea.
what Seagal's up to, and this movie just took a very dark turn.
What was his plan about the daughter, and why was she so big deal? She didn't even know how to jump over a jumping rope. At the beginning, at the end of the movie, they filmed her like they were in the village and she was supposed to jump on the jumping rope. She didn't manage to do it even once. She fucked up every time, every try.
Schoolgirls.
Why are you
Anyways,
making
the
pictures of
client-
of that girl, bruh?
Its wife wants to pick up the package, so Seagal sends his body double instead,
Thank you again for meeting me, Mr. Weber.
and you can't even tell.
This is a completely random guy. He asked to deliver the package to this lady. Very trustworthy, of course, because he meets him for the first time. And after the guy delivers the package, he receives from the lady envelope with the money and brings it to Steven Seagal, because Steven Seagal can see people through. This is a trustworthy guy. He will deliver the package and return to me with money, even though I will be hiding at that train station. But when Jeff Bezos can't recognize a trustworthy guy.
Seagal sends his body double instead,
Thank you again for meeting me, Mr. Weber.
and you can't even tell. It turns out the package was fake too, and the real Seagal is back at his hotel, waddling through the room as slowly as humanly possible when this guy magically appears right behind him.
This guy is also new. We haven't seen him in the movie yet. That's why all his movies end up the same. Of course. But this personal influence in the script is very obvious. He was one of the producers of this movie. Was he though? Well, probably, maybe. Just like with all his movies after Half Past Dead. You wanna say that Exit Wounds was okay? It seems like letting Seagal be a producer is basically like taking a wrecking ball to your story. All valid points, Alex, but here I have to throw the fact that this is a Seagal movie in my defense. His movies are not intended to make sense, unfortunately, nor being entertaining either. They are very entertaining. That's why I not only watch them, I also make a video review based on them, and after that I even go on and watch some other content creators.
He then seems to think he's in fucking Snatch or something.
That was my idea also. I literally told it the same in my review, that the guy thinks that he's in a Tarantino movie and begins to do this. He was ranting for about 2 or 3 minutes about human physiology and stuff like that.
Sharp pain in the back of your neck.
Instead of a Seagal movie
You seem to have taken an active interest in my employer.
where emotion and personality are
We
frowned
will see this guy only for those 2-3 minutes he was ranting. After that, he is going to be blown up.
upon.
What I am or am not is inconsequential to this moment.
Seagal
It's not consequential to this movie.
agrees to take him to the real package
Deception begets deception begets deception, Mr. Weber.
if he'll just stop overacting.
Lovely.
They head to the bus station, and after some supersonic
You see how many times Stevens. So is this train station abandoned, or other? They're supposed to be people. Just keep that in mind, guys. That instead of just picking up his weapon like every time he meets an enemy and anybody is pointing a gun at him, he just do his magic, seagull magic, and their gun turns out to be in his hand now. So instead of that, he just blew up all of those innocent people who happened to be in this train station.
waddling, they retrieve the package. Since he's a gentleman first, he accompanies Seagal to the bathroom, which is sweet, but he really needs to bring it down a notch.
Easy. Easy.
What the hell does easy mean when it comes to pissing? In a crazy twist, the second package was also fake and a fucking bomb, and Seagal shows his cat-like agility as he flies through a window that he really shouldn't be able to fit through. And holy f***, that is a massive explosion.
What do you think about putting as much trotyl in this little package to blow up the building of this size like that, guys? It looks like a ton of trotyl blowing up. That's some brutal conjecture. And what he was saying also was pretty cringy. I kinda like the weird Cockney accent guy. At least he's entertaining. He was pretty funny though.
All it had to do was kill whoever opened it.
You can see that it's multiple explosions. I guess Seagal created some kind of cluster bomb. This, how do I get rid of this little button with this? You see hearts and smile. It's pretty cool. But because of that, I can't see last words of the last message, unfortunately. I can guess what is written there, though.
But now the entire bus station is dead. Shaft also just happens to stay at the exact same hotel as Seagal and does the very clever thing of checking in under Seagal's name.
Mr. Colt. And would you prefer 2 single beds or 1 double?
1 double should be plenty, dear.
If you're wondering how that's supposed to work, it doesn't, and it's really fucking stupid. Now, Seagal decides to break into the client's home, but it's fully gated with monitored
He
surveillance.
had one job, to deliver a package, to deliver the right package to the right person. He fucked up and never did it. Actually, instead, he walks around, wandering around like Space Ice told. Make pictures of girls. After that, trespass to someone else's property.
And
Creeps on ladies who is sleeping in empty bathtubs in the middle of empty rooms.
brawling with security guards armed with rifles. So he shows off his incredible spy skills by having his body double climb over a waist-high gate.
We can clearly see that this is not Steven Seagal, but how comes this is so top-notch secured palace when you can trespass just by jumping over this fence? This little fence, it is literally like this height. This height.
That is
not
completely unguarded. He then just starts executing everyone.
And nobody notices him because Steven Seagal can hide behind slim trees, even with his belly.
Remember, these are all innocent people who are just protecting a family.
And he does it for no reason at all.
After massacring countless good men who were just trying to provide for their families, he makes it to the wife and does the most Seagal thing possible. Spies on her while she takes a bath.
She's just sleeping in an empty bed because there are no pipes there. There is no water supply whatsoever.
He then explains to her what's going on.
But I was hired to deliver the package to your husband, not you.
First, you could have said that in the first place and saved numerous...
That's why he killed so many innocent people, just to... I don't know why. He's as bad as that antagonist, Dunois.
lives. Second, that's complete bullshit. He was only given an address.
Patron's address is on the back.
Never a f***ing name. But whatever. Remember, Pete? You'll never guess where he's staying. Apparently, it's the only hotel in all of Berlin. And because everyone's just killing everyone for no fucking reason, he executes the receptionist.
You see? He didn't use his silencer to kill this poor lady.
Then he goes upstairs to Shaft's room.
How about that, guys?
Receptionist. Then he goes upstairs to Shaft's.
You sneak on your target with a cigarette in your hand, in your mouth, with two guns. One of them with silencer, one of them is without it. What's the point of the one without a silencer? Just to keep your arm busy while you keep your cigarette in mouth? It is not that comfortable, you know? When it is in your mouth, there's smoke coming into your eyes, burning them. It is very... When I see this, not only I think that the guy is killing himself while he is killing all the others as well, but I also... It is so uncomfortable to watch him.
Room because he checked in as Seagal for reasons that still make no sense. And I swear to God, everyone in this movie is so bad at what they do. This guy didn't even rack a round until the guy trying to kill him has two guns pointed at him and even stops to quote Dirty Harry.
Feeling lucky?
This guy just stands there through all of that instead of pulling either of the...
Right. They just stood there watching each other, pointing guns at each other.
Triggers. And this dumb bitch gave him a single bed when he clearly asked for.
Well, real life Seagal is definitely as bad as Dunois, worse actually, pretty much. To make your aim worse with both weapons.
A double.
And would you prefer 2 single beds or 1 double?
1 double should be plenty, dear.
So, Pete gets shot 3 times with a shotgun, then falls head first from the 2nd story. We've definitely seen the last of him. Now, Shaft is looking for Seagal's Mercedes.
Silver Mercedes, FB5 288.
That has never
This
been...
guy is Terminator. This Dunois. I was relieved. I thought, oh, finally, they killed this horrible man. But no.
Seen or mentioned until right now. And since the writing in this movie is fucking garbage, it drives by at that exact moment. But surprise, it's not Seagal, it's someone who dresses exactly like him and who he traded cars with earlier.
We traded cars.
In Seagal's mind.
And he kills the guy. Just because. Just because all characters in this movie, except for Steven Seagal and the daughter and the lady, everybody else was killed. Maybe it was the idea of scriptwriter or something, I don't know. But everybody else is dead. Like movie career of Steven Seagal.
Trading your car for a complete stranger's rental is.
You see what I was talking about? Like he's looking at things pretty weird. If you do something, like, doesn't it look weird? When you look at anything, you can't even tell. Okay, now here he looks kinda at it, but at the same time kinda not at it. And he also holds it very obnoxious. Seagal had to know he was sentencing the innocent man to death by trading clothes, and also probably telling him to wear the same fashionable hairstyle. Bro, here's $2,000 just for your hairs.
A totally normal thing to do. Since this isn't the guy he's looking for, he, of course, fucking kills him.
Because why the hell not?
Which I completely agree with. Finally, the police show up to arrest all of them, so the mass murders can.
I don't understand where the police is at all, because this detective, I guess that's the only time we can see him. I don't understand why he is there as well. Just to show us that Dunois lived through this gunshot and falling out of the second floor or the third floor.
Finally stop. Just kidding. They're completely fucking worthless.
All of the evidence is here. Except no body.
I know where you could find a body. In the fucking reception of the fucking hotel. That's right in front of you. Nothing ever comes of this, and we never see or hear about the police again. Now, Seagal opens the real package, and it's a shitty newspaper where the headline is about a plane crash, but the story itself is 2 repeating paragraphs about the royal family. I swear to God, those fucking Brits will find any excuse to talk about that stupid family. The rest of the world doesn't give a shit. There's also some keys and an airplane black box, but I'm pretty sure what they're after is that stupid newspaper. Or
they gathered all the evidence of this killing of the lover of the wife, as I understood, if I understood the plot correctly. They gathered it all in this box and wanted to deliver it to the man who probably ordered this killing of that lover. For what exactly reason? And if anybody can take their hands on this box, there is everything. Like this, this machine that writes the conversations in planes, black box. Also, all photos of all people involved, and these newspapers, if in case police wouldn't understand what was going on. This is so dumb when he opened this box and that's what he found there. It was so fucking dumb. The whole box is this black box from the plane. I still don't understand a thing here. This is so confusing. The police exist in a void. Yeah, they came out of a limp just to show we exist. Not that we are going to do anything, but still we do exist. Or if they are like from Sixth Sense, that movie with Bruce Willis. They exist, but nobody can see them. So nothing they do actually means anything. And the world around also is kinda empty. There are some guards, receptionists, but rather than that there are not many people at all. Feels like Silent Hill.
Or maybe this disc with silly putty on it. Better save that for later. So the movie's putting in as much effort as Seagal now. And Shaft is just suddenly holding Seagal at gunpoint. No setup.
But this distance is very close. I'm pretty sure Seagal can easily grab the pistol from this guy's hands. And he will do it. But after he brings him to the ruins where he placed a bomb which he didn't use, he just beat this guy up, and only after he beat him up he threw a bomb at him, so he wouldn't only be beaten, he will also be blown up with the awesomeness of our sensei.
No context. 1 second, Seagal's on the phone, and now we're here. The movie also forgets that we just fucking did this, and Seagal's going to lead someone to the real package again. They also don't show it, but since she's minding her own business and not bothering anyone, I'm pretty sure they killed her on their way out. At this point, the movie just keeps repeating itself, so I'm going to speed through it as fast as I can. This whole thing was obviously...
You see? There is no big deal to pick someone's gun.
A setup, and after slapping the shit out of him like a 14-year-old girl...
Like Steven Seagal,
that whole fight scene
let's
was
put
the
real
same
names.
double chop move played multiple times. So he grabs the putty disc and either throws it so hard that it goes right through his stomach, or he fucking ate it. But either way, it's...
Okay, there was some kind of device he stuck with a gun on this DVD disc. I think that it was a DVD disc with half past dead, because this is the only reason to buy the disc, to put a gun and then put on some device on it
inside his body
to blow this guy.
and explodes with so much
That's the only
force
use of this
that he
movie.
actually turns white. Then Pete shows up again and is immediately taken out.
And everybody starts to show up with this wreckage. The antagonist, and then the wife.
Again, right as Seagal leaves, the CIA shows up and blows up the abandoned...
So it was CIA. I didn't understand who were those guys and why and why the fuck did they blow up these ruins. Every building you see, if it is pretty old, it's gonna be blown. Every character you see, if he has name, he's gonna be killed.
building. Why they do that is never explained.
Because they anyway they needed to do it in Poland, I guess. And the mayor of Warsaw just asked them, if you blew it up and pay us money for that, just get rid of any wreckage you can find. And that's what they did.
I'm guessing they had a shot of this explosion. And couldn't figure out how to work it in. Now we get to
You see? And the antagonist, Dunois, was in the building also, but he still survived.
find out why the package is so important.
I know what they did.
What is this about him surviving all of this crap? What did they wanted to say? That he is a Terminator T-1000?
I know why they did it.
Her husband.
Inevitable. But at the end of the movie, he dies from a simple, very light pat on his chest. That's all. Siegel just grabs him, drags him a little bit in slow motion, then goes with this hitting, and that's it for the guy. He survived big explosion, a gunshot from a shotgun, falling from the pretty high height. And after that, he gets killed with a simple pat on the chest. That's it.
Picture guy, we're up to some shady shit. She had an affair with this guy who was on his way to expose it, but they blew up his plane before he could. The package is a part of that evidence, along with the keys to all sorts of incriminating documents. It's really impressive how he was able to put together those newspaper clippings and black box.
This was also in several newspapers, were in several languages, in Russian and English, because they didn't know, and it was still in France, in Germany, and in Poland, never in Russia. What does Russian language has to do with anything here? I don't also understand. I guess they couldn't afford paying more actors for different bad guys, so they had to raise Dunois from the... Then why not making him a little bit more badass? Because he can kill only innocent people who are helpless and defenseless without any weapons. It was a maid, like receptionist. That's the kind of guys he was killing. The old guy in the parking lot. In Germany, Space Ice cut out at this moment, but he also killed that old guy. And that's what, every time he meets someone who has a gun or can make a little bit in response, Dunois gets killed every single time he meets someone.
Plane crash that he...
Yeah, man, but that's just how potent Siegel's death touch is. Yes, Dimmak, right. That's true. That was not just a simple pat on the chest, that was a Siegel pat on the chest. Dimmak, okay, yes, yeah, that makes sense. But it didn't. You know, when Van Damme did Dimmak, he was preparing. When Boloyan made Dimmak through the door in PS 2000, he was preparing. Siegel just simply goes like that, and that's it. He didn't even prepare much. Even when he showed the Dimmak against the watermelon, he also was posing. Here, this Dimmak is so lame.
And I said I'm speeding through this, so let's just move on. In the
Wait,
middle
girl driving a car, not Siegel? And he was okay with that? He always drives a car when whoever owns the car, he is going to drive it if there is a girl.
Let's move on. In the middle of all
I
of
think that
this,
Siegel doesn't allow any girl to drive him anywhere, but here it's very exceptional. I think that he wasn't a producer in this movie, otherwise it wouldn't be happening. You can see how pissed off he is about this thing.
through this, so let's just move on.
Well, regarding Dunois being bad at killing anyone, who can shoot back or fight back also. Again, this is called Seagull movie, logic. Better for one's mental health to not to try to make sense of it. Yeah, but we probably should just let it go. Seagull can't even go a fake martial art, right? True.
In the middle of all of this, he makes time to go to Poland again to have dinner with his brother.
And they try to teleport from one country to another, and this is also so confusing because you never know where they are. Because one time they started the movie when this Dunois and the US ambassador in Poland, US ambassador are in Poland, but the very next shot they are somehow already in Germany, at least Dunois. Where is the Poland US ambassador? Probably he was left in Poland, but they teleport from one country to another, and it also doesn't make any sense because they could just make it all in France or in Germany or in Poland, in one country. It wouldn't make any difference.
But they spot the CIA, and with the walls closing in on them, they do some Jason Bourne shit by just getting up and walking out.
Yeah, they figured out how to walk out of restaurant. The CIA didn't figure out.
We lost them.
Now.
That is literally what happened in the movie. They just wanted to get rid of the trackers by standing up and walking out of the restaurant. That was enough to get lost. Because the guys also tried to follow them, but they got lost in the restaurant and they got lost in the very next room and started to call on someone. We lost him. Oh, what just happened? He went out. One moment he was here, sitting at an empty table. Another moment he is out. He disappeared. He's so shadow that he found an exit of the restaurant. Guys, what about you go out of the restaurant and look around? Maybe that was going to work. Because Steven Seagal is, let's be real, is not that hard to spot.
Doubt the real reason he was released from Soviet prison.
You tried to negotiate your way out by giving up Dad's name to the f***ing KGB?
If you're confused, that's because literally none of this has ever been mentioned at any point.
He's playing you to get to me. Then you tell me what happened.
He never actually answers, and I'm moving on.
Who cares why?
Seagal confronts Picture Guy, and even though he kills him, it's not before we get some more really confusing shit.
You really think after 16 years that little episode will come home to roost?
16 years? That would mean she was having an affair at like 12 years old. You know what?
It was 16 years ago. I missed this part because this all killing was very ridiculous. Too ridiculous, actually. I wonder why Steven Seagal has to investigate something in his movies at all. Asking questions. Why not just straight up showing up on the doorstep of the bad guys? They will spill the beans about their evil plans. After that, bite the dust. The rest of the movie, Steven Seagal can just stare at boobs and listen to compliments from other characters. That's it. That's the whole story in every movie. Why wasting our time and his time also on investigating something, moving? He has to walk.
Back again, and since they haven't killed any innocent people recently, they're starting to get urges.
What are you gonna do? Pull the trigger?
The fool doesn't understand that only guy who can... The Steven Seagal is the only guy at whom you can't pull the trigger. He can pull triggers well. But when he was pointing a rifle at him, he couldn't pull a trigger. And after that he also wouldn't be able to pull a trigger.
So they decide to team up.
There's an army of them in there. It's impossible to get in alone.
But Steven Seagal just recently, a few days back, went there alone just fine. And even though they team up, Dunois doesn't have any impact on their mission at all. He doesn't do any good. Just draw attention to the shadow ninja. That's all he does.
Remember that part of the
Complete
gate that was really easy to climb over and led to the deaths of the entire staff? Well, there's still nobody guarding it, and they hop right over. Now they're in position, but Pete doesn't want to take the shots. Probably because this stupid rope is blocking the fucking scope. But
didn't they see it? Oh, I completely missed this.
Seagal doesn't look where he's shooting
Look at this.
anyways, so he was born for this. He takes out all the guards
Dunois does nothing.
with no problem, and even has time to retie the rope between shots. When they're done fulfilling their bloodlust, they go inside, and in a shocking twist,
Don't fucking swallow me, shit.
Yeah, I told you. Triggers don't work against Seagal.
Seagal's voice double says some stupid shit
That wasn't very nice, but then again, one good turn deserves another.
and shoots him right in the Kevlar vest, and I'm sure we won't see him again.
I
They
was sure
finally
about
meet
that
the
because he didn't wear a Kevlar vest.
husband who actually
And that rope is hilarious. It's such epic proof Seagal sheer laziness. It was literally covering the whole the viewfinder.
really wants to see Seagal,
It's a pleasure to meet you, finally.
which means all he had to do was ring the fucking bell. But then again, fuck this guy and whatever the kind of mustache that is.
It's supposed to be fancy, I guess. But they drew too much attention.
Something as terrible as that.
He says his wife is a liar,
She is a deeply troubled woman.
but we all stopped caring a long time ago and just want this to end.
That's completely true. That was what I was thinking about as well.
A shocking twist, Pete's back and kills the husband.
Now he has an automatic gun. Does he take those weapons out of his ears just like cigarettes?
The wife found the documents that will expose her husband and picture guy, but they're both fucking dead.
Who are those people who found her in village? What did they want from her? That mustache look drawn with a pencil. They look drawn like Steven Seagal's hairline.
So why is this still happening? The only thing that makes sense.
What does anybody want from anyone? I don't understand. If the whole package was with evidence against the husband, maybe they like ambassador involved also, but they are already dead. Who are those people now? And what's the whole deal with the girl? Why Steven had to make pictures of her? And why was she even present in the movie? And the bad guy What was he for? We saw him for 5 minutes, when he, maybe less, 3 minutes of the screen time. First he spoke with Steven, didn't tell him anything in particular, just that he is happy to see him. Then he catches a bullet from Dunois. That's it.
Seagal wanted to show everyone how he can shoot a shotgun without even touching the trigger. That makes him so happy, he actually starts to...
Well, did Space Ice show how he killed Dunois with a pat on the chest on a Kevlar vest?
frolic. And the final fuck you of this movie is Pete is back.
Alright, okay, alright. So, he also left the girl and the wife at the cafe in the very bad neighborhood just right after the girl was... There was some random guys in France also. They tracked them in France to kidnap a daughter. For whom? Because her dad, who is the only one who wanted her back, is dead. Who needs the girl now? But they still wanted to kidnap her. And right after that, he just leaves them in a cafe. And when, surprise, surprise, he comes back, and surprise, surprise, they are kidnapped. He gets angry and just smashes the window. Oh, the mirror.
Again.
It was the least I could do.
What does Dunois want from him now? Just move on with your life, bro.
Fight, and I have no idea what's even happening.
You see, this is like in a movie. He drags him in slow-mo. He just drags him out with the collar, like that. This is Aikido we deserve, guys.
Before Seagal gives him a judo chop.
That's it. That's the Denmark we were talking about.
And the scene just ends. The wife left him a note, but you know what? I don't fucking care. The movie's over.
Good luck to see where you're driving the boat, sailor.
Go fuck yourself.
Holy crap, I got so pissed about this movie. She's in the movie so Seagal can have a love scene with her. He didn't. With her, with the daughter. I think he's not that delusional. You actually have to ask why Steven Seagal had to take pictures of a little girl. Yeah, I know he loves young, very young girls, but not that young. Still, he has some boundaries, alright. They're at least 18. If we remember this notorious picture with Hegel, I wonder if it has occurred to Seagal that people find it revolting to watch him in love scene. I don't think that he gives a shit, because it is revolting to watch him in fighting scenes, in talking scenes, in any scene. Will you review this movie too? Yes, I actually have. It is almost done. I just need to edit it now. It will take a couple of days, maybe 2-3 days, because it. You see, the Space Ice's review was 20 minutes. When his regular reviews are like 10-15 minutes, and my also is very, very, very long. And I don't know why, because this movie is so empty, but it turned out my script was 18 pages, when the last my video about Shadow Man was 15 pages, and it was over 20 minutes. So there are a lot of things I will have to cut out. Steven Seagal definitely has no boundaries. He's an extra large figure, a definite proof of that. No, I think he still has some. There have to be some. Okay, guys. So I got back. I will get back now, probably with the ready review to show and make final laugh of this movie and forget about it finally, because I got pissed about it. Belly of the Beast was very funny to make review for. Shadow Man. I got the version with the Japanese talking, so half of the movie I didn't really understand what was going on, just because it was half on Japanese. Here I don't understand anything, even though it goes in English. So see you next time, guys. Next time I think we will go and watch Sensei Seagal video, because he turned his channel a little bit around. If you know the guy Sensei Seagal, I think that he has to make some changes in his branding, because he set up as a lot of limitations with the Sensei Seagal thing, and the recent YouTube updates are not very good for this kind of stuff. They have strict rules about naming your channel and like pretending to be another person, and he sarcastically, but still he pretends to be Steven Seagal, and this is not allowed in a recent updates of YouTube. I would really recommend you to rebrand, even because Steven Seagal has some limitations, and he is kind of, you can see that he is kind of moving forward in the other directions. If at first he only made, how fucking many videos he has done, god damn it. If we don't count shorts, there's still a lot of videos, and all of them are about Steven Seagal. But the last 3 videos, and you can see how good they are performing, 86k views, 20k views. He's moving a little bit in other directions, so that will be a nice idea to make some rebrandings while it is not late. I mean, when everybody will know that you're Sensei Seagal, rebranding will be a little bit more difficult than if you do it earlier. Piece of advice from a Sensei YouTuber. So yeah, anyway, it was nice to see you guys tonight. Till the next time, cheers.